집행관 제라툴과 그의 형제들이 가까이에 있어. 하지만 그들과 접촉할 수가 없고 심각한 위험에 처해 있을까 두렵소. 즉시 이 지역을 조사하여 다크 템플러가 적에게 휩쓸리기 전에 찾아내야 하오.
Ask of me. I hunger for battle. How may I help? For Adun. Executor, immediately. As you will, Nakbagala. As you will. For hire, Nakbagala. Immediately. As you will. For hire, immediately. I hear you. Tarakala. What did you ask of me? I hear you. Your command. Well. How may I help? For Adun. Executor, as you will. Of course. Tarakala, what did you ask of me? I hunger for battle. Tarakala. For Adun. Executor, how may I help? Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. Your will. I hear you. Yes, Executor. I hear you. How may I help? It shall be done. Yes, Executor. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. For Adun. Of course. Tarakala. For Adun. Tarakala. For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. Well, it shall be done. Of course. Shall be done. What would you ask of me? I hear you. For Adun. Tarakala. Yes, Executor. How may I help? Your command. How may I help? Of course. Yes, Executor. It shall be done. Your will. I hunger for battle. For hire. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. Yes, Executor. Your will. Tarakala. Of course. Yes, Executor. For Adun. Tarakala. I hear you. I hunger for battle. I hear you. Tarakala. Executor, immediately. As you will. For hire. Your will. Executor, as you will. May I help? I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? As you will. Yes, Executor. Of course. It shall be done. Your command? Yes, Executor. Your command? Yes, Executor. It shall be command. What would you ask of me? Yes, Executor. I hear you. Your command? Executor? I hunger for battle. I hunger for battle. I hear you. Executor? What would you ask of me? Executor? Yes, Executor. It shall be done. Of course. I hunger for battle. Nakbagala, immediately. I hear you. Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. For Adun. Of course. Tarakala. For Adun. Executor, what would you ask of me? For command. Your will. For Adun. It shall be done. For Adun. Of course. It shall be done. Of course. Your will. Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. Tarakala. It shall be done. Your command. I hear you. Immediately. As you will. Nakbagala. How may I help? What would you ask of me? As you will. For hire. As you ask of me? Yes, Executor. For I hunger for battle immediately. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. As you will. Yes, Executor. For Adun. What did you ask of me? Yes, Executor. For Adun. I hunger for battle. Nakbagala. For ire. Nakbagala. Shall be done. Executor. Immediately. Nakbagala.
시간이 동작이 말씀드렸습니다.
Executor, I hunger for battle. I hear you. Of course. I hunger for battle. I hear you. Shall be done. How may I help? Shall I hunger for battle? As you will. How may I help? Executor, for ire. Nakbagala. Yes, Executor. Tarakala. Yes, Executor. Nakbagala. I hear you. Tarakala. Executor. Nakbagala. Yes, Executor. I hear you. What would you ask of me? I hunger for battle. I hear you. Of course. Your command? Nakbagala for ire. Immediately. What would you ask of me? Immediately. Nakbagala. Executor. I hear you. Executor. Your command? Your command? Nakbagala. Yes, Executor. As you will. Nakbagala for ire. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. Immediately. Nakbagala. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. Immediately. Your will? Of course. I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? Immediately. Your will? Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. What would you ask of me? Nakbagala. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. Immediately. Nakbagala. How may I help? Tarakala. I hunger for battle. Immediately. As you will. Your will? What would you ask of me? For ire. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. How may I help? I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? As you will. Nakbagala. As you will. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. Immediately. Nakbagala. For ire. Command. Tarakala. For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. What would you ask of me? Executor. Immediately. I hunger for battle. I hear you. Your command. Yes, Executor. Command immediately. Nakbagala. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. For ire. How may I help? I hunger for battle. As you will. Yes, Executor. Immediately. I hear you. For Adun. Command immediately. I hear you. Of course. I hunger for battle. Yes, Executor. Tarakala. For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. Tarakala. Executor. Your will? Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. Your will? Executor. Your will? Your command? As you will. Nakbagala. Your will? Of course. Executor. Immediately. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. Immediately. Nakbagala. As you will. For ire. Immediately. Executor. Nakbagala. How may I help? Of course. How may I help? What would you ask of me? For ire. Your will? Of course. For Adun. command? How may I help? Tarakala! Of course. Tarakala! Yes, Executor? Executor, immediately. How may I help? Your command, immediately. Naktakala. How may I help? Your command? For ire, immediately. For ire, as you will. Yes, Executor. For Adun. Of course. It shall be done. Your command? I hear you. It shall be done. Of course. It shall be done. Of course. What did you ask of me? It shall be done. For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. Your command? Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. I hunger for battle. I hear you. For Adun. Your command? Immediately. Yes, Executor. For ire. I hear you. I hunger for battle. What did you ask of me? Your will? For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. For Adun. It shall be done. What would you ask of me? For ire. Yes, Executor. What would you ask of me? Immediately. Naktakala. I hear you. Your command? Immediately. For Adun. Tarakala. Your command? Naktakala. For ire. Naktakala. As you will. For ire. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. For ire. Immediately. As you will. Naktakala. As you will. As you will. Yes, Executor. It shall be done. For Adun. Executor. Your command? Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. As you will. For ire. Your will. Executor. Yes, Executor. I hunger for battle. Naktakala. May I help? What would you ask of me? Your will. I hunger for battle. Shall be done. Executor. As you will. I hear you. It shall be done. I hear you. Executor. Your command? How may I help? Executor. I hear you. It shall be done. For Adun. I hunger for battle. I hear you. Tarakala. Of course. Your will? For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. For Adun. Tarakala. What would you ask of me? Naktakala. Your will? Tarakala. I hunger for battle. As you will. I hear you. Executor. For ire. Immediately. For ire. How may I help? For Adun. Tarakala. I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? What would you ask of me? For ire. Executor. How may I help? Your will? What would you ask of me? I hunger for battle. Executor. I hear your command. What would you ask of me? Your will? It shall be done. For Adun. It shall be done. Tarakala. It shall be done. Tarakala. Executor. How may I help? Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. I hunger for battle. What would you ask of me? Yes, Executor. It shall be command. As you will. Yes, Executor. Of course. I hunger for battle. For ire. Immediately. Yes, Executor. Tarakala. Executor. For ire. Immediately. Naktakala. As you will. For ire. Immediately. Your will? For Adun. Of course. Tarakala. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. Of course. Executor. Your command? Naktakala. How may I help? Of course. Yes, Executor. What would you ask of me? How may I help? Your will? How may I help? Your command? I hunger for battle. I hear you. Yes, Executor.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Tarakala! I hear you. Executor, Nakbagala, as you will. For ire, immediately. Yes, Executor. It shall be done. Of course. Tarakala! Of course. Tarakala! For Adun. Of course. For battle. How may I help? For Adun. Tarakala! It shall be done. For Adun. It shall be done. For Adun. Tarakala! It shall be done. Tarakala! It shall be done. Executor, immediately. I hear Executor, for ire, as you will. As you will. For ire, as you will. Yes, Executor. Your will, your command. As you will. I hear Executor, immediately. As you will. How may I help? Your will? For Adun. Yes, Executor. Your will? For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. For Adun. Tarakala. For Adun. It shall be done. Tarakala. For Adun. It shall be done. Tarakala. Your command? Nakbagala. How may I hunger for battle? Tarakala. I hear you. Yes, Executor. For Adun. Tarakala. Executor, for ire, immediately. What would you ask of me? I hunger for battle. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. Tarakala. Of course. For Adun. Tarakala. How may I help? It shall be done. Of course. Tarakala. It shall be done. For Adun. Of course. For Adun. How may I help? For Adun. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. For Adun. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. For Adun. Tarakala. For Adun. Tarakala. It shall be done. Of course. It shall be done. Of course. For Adun. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. It shall be done. Your will? Of course. It shall be done. Of course. It shall be done. Of course, it shall be done. For Adun. How may I help? It shall be done. For Adun. Of course. It shall be done. Tarakala. Of course. It shall be done.
Good to go. Give me something. Let's move. Standing by.
Yes, Executor.
Commander. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
How may I
Give me
help?
something to shoot. Outstanding.
Yes, Executor.
Commander.
Tarakala.
Rock and roll. Standing by. Outstanding. Go, go, go.
I hear you. Tarakala. For Adun.
Jacked up and good to go. Give me something to shoot. Let's move. Standing by.
Yes, Executor. Your will. Tarakala.
Standing by.
Yes, Executor. Yes, Executor.
Standing by.
Yes, Executor.
Commander, outstanding. Commander,
Come on.
outstanding. Rock and roll. Commander, jacked up and good to go. Go, go, go. Rock and roll.
Will. It shall be done.
Standing by.
Will. Torakala. For Adun. Torakala. For Adun. Torakala. Of course.
Jacked up and good to go. Let's move.
Yes, Executor. For Adun. Torakala. Of course. It shall be done. Of course.
Commander, let's move.
Yes, Executor.
Standing by.
Your will.
Commander, let's move. Outstanding. Standing by.
Will.
Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll.
Yes, Executor.
Commander, let's move.
Yes, Executor.
Commander,
Yes, Executor. I hear you.
standing by. Let's move.
Yes, Executor.
Rock and roll. Jacked up and good to go.
How may I help? Of
Give me
course.
something to shoot.
For Adun. Torakala. It shall be done. Torakala. How may I help? Torakala. Of course. I hear you.
Give me something to shoot.
I hear you. For Adun. It shall be
Commander,
done.
outstanding.
Will. Of course. It shall be done. Of course. It shall be done.
Give me something to shoot. Rock and roll. Fire it up. You got it. Standing by.
I hear you.
Standing by. My attention. Give me something to shoot. Standing
Torakala.
by. You got my attention. You got it. Standing by. Let's
Yes,
move.
Executor. For Adun.
Jacked up and good to go. Rock and roll. Commander, let's move. Rock and
Yes,
roll.
Executor.
Outstanding. Want to turn up the heat.
Your will.
Jacked up and good to go.
Yes, Executor.
Give me something to shoot. You got my attention. Standing by. Go, go, go. Outstanding.
How may I help?
Go. Rock
Yes,
and roll.
Executor. It shall be done. For Adun.
Jacked up the heat. Go. Want to turn up the heat.
For Adun. I hear you. Yes, Executor. Torakala. It shall be done. I hear you. How may I help?
Standing by.
How may I help?
Jacked up and good to go. Give me something to shoot.
Will.
Standing by. Rock and roll. Go, go, go. Let's move. Rock and roll. Let's move.
Will. come on. I hear you.
반갑네, 암흑의 이단자여. 고향으로 데려가려고 왔네.
반갑네, 위대한 테사다르여. 우릴 저버리지 않을 거라 믿었네. 자네는 함께 지내는 시간 동안 우리의 가치와 길을 존중하는 법을 배웠으니까. 자네는 예스승의 힘과 더불어 암흑의 힘을 다루는 법까지 함께 배웠지. 그렇기에 자네만이 칼라 너머에 있는 완전함을 찾아낼 수 있었네. 하지만 대의회의 오만함이 두렵군. 그들이 우리 같은 추방자들을 환영할 리 없으니.
자네는 비록 추방자지만 그 선견 지명과 용기만이 군단으로부터 우리 고향을 구할 수 있는 간청한의 죄란자 함께 아이어로 갔으니, 비록 그들이 편협하고 무지하게 수세대 동안 자네 일족을 저주했지만 우리 동족을 구원할 수 있게 도와주고,
오래전 추방당한 이후에도 우리는 고향을 향한 책임을 버리지 않았네. 고향을 다시 보는 일에는 고통이 따르겠지만 자네와 함께 돌아가지, 테사다르. 할 수 있는 일은 모두 하겠네.